people thought we were crazy 6, 7 years ago when we said that everyone deserves at least $15 an hour. But here we are today.
The minimum wage in Illinois will gradually increase to $15 an hour by 2025.
Very few people haven't heard Fight for 15. It's because it resonates. People know that working people are struggling in this country. Wages have been stagnant while the wealthiest Americans continue to get wealthier.
We formed Stand Up Chicago in the spring of 2011. That was a part of a national push that was called the Fight for a Fair Economy. In SEIU, we needed something that was going to help encourage direct action around economic issues of jobs and wages. So I think at the end of this, there were 18 cities around the country where these kind of coalitions were formed. The first union that we talked to was the Chicago Teachers Union. They weren't interested just in talking about the wages and benefits of their members. They were interested in talking about creating a city for students and families where people would have a chance to thrive.
Well, the hook was that people need to make more money to live a decent life. You know, they shouldn't have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make one salary that would afford them a decent living. And so people get that.
So to say we want $15 in a union and a way to move forward off of that was a really important piece that I really don't think could have happened without the teachers' strike. The fact that we had a lot of young people who were recent graduates of Chicago Public Schools seeing their teachers go on strike to fight not just for wages and benefits, but to improve their communities, I think was a very meaningful moment.
That's how workers can survive. Living on $8.25. Living on $8.25. That's how workers can survive. That's how workers can survive.
A lot of the press initially was, if not hostile, it was dismissive. Eric Zorn wrote a piece that was, in some ways saying, here's like a nice idea that is completely preposterous and impossible to implement. It was at a time when at the state level, people couldn't even imagine passing a law that would get us to $12 an hour. We've been able to use the increase in the Chicago minimum wage actually to raise wages for nursing home workers in Springfield and Jacksonville, Illinois. So from our perspective, the way to lift all boats is to lift as many people as possible and then fight for more.
We added more people or invited more organizations to join us. We had, a number of organizations that became a part of moving the needle up on Fight for 15.
I was really proud to support in my union, to be there, and it was for me symbolic being arrested because that was the way that I could celebrate to be a citizen. Now I have voice. I could represent the people who's been in the shadows. I was in the shadows many times.
Senate Bill 1, having received the required constitutional majority, is declared passed.
They heard us. They went out and they voted and, it started increasing minimum wage. But $15, I like it, but it's not enough to survive on. Let's be truthful, it's not enough to survive on. But it would make things a little bit more easier for families.
It's a great victory, but that's not enough. In the city of Chicago, according to a conservative reading, A parent with one child right now needs to make $50,000 a year to be able to pay rent, to put food on the table, and not to live in constant debt. And so, we're talking about how do we fight for that?